Good morning. How are you? It's Caroline for Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your 5 moves in 5 minutes. On a Friday morning, it's always going to be our balance and strength 5 moves. We take from our 8 o'clock balance and strength class. Each week we work on set moves so we can see our progression from them, and I'll do a couple of moves that we do regularly, you'll be familiar with now. And then we add in some variety. It's going to challenge our balance, but also incorporating some strength work as well. Not only because we're in a balancing position, so the body's having to adapt to that, but we can add additional resistance to the movements too. As always, if you're going to join in, it'll be fantastic, and let me know how you get on. But please make sure you're feeling fit and well. You're only going to do movements that are suitable for you, your health and fitness, and anything that you need to take into account, please do. If you're new to balance, or if you're not sure, depending how you're feeling, have something close by to hold on to, even just knowing it's there, or resting a finger on, or holding on while you're doing the movements is really, really important to make sure you feel safe and comfortable. Also, clear safe space. No, obvious trip hazards or things that can hinder your practice. So without further ado, let's get balancing. I'm going to start off with one of our regular moves, our tiptoe bend lower. How often do we reach up? How often do we bend? Let's combine that with a weight. Again, you don't have to hold a weight at all. We can just do this body weight. 45 seconds, off we go. But with this movement, again, I'm starting feet hip width apart. We're coming up onto tiptoes, which is balancing in itself, being on the balls of the feet. How does that feel on your toes? We need them to be able to sort of be fairly mobile. From here, I'm going to gently hinge down into a sort of mini squat, heels down, and then straighten. So I'm coming up onto a tiptoe, and then bending, lowering, straightening. The toe joints, ankles, knees, and hips, all those joints are being moved and worked. And again, all the muscles in between. So for our balance, we want everything to work together. It always amazes me coming up onto tiptoes how wobbly that can feel as well. From here, we're going to reverse it. So we'll come down into our mini squat, and then from there, come up onto our balls of the feet, our tiptoes, and then push up, standing, and then heels down. So gently down, tiptoe, straighten, lower. Now, maybe, depending how your feet are, it might be something you need to work on or be mindful of. As always, if in doubt, leave something out and we can find out what's going on and alternatives, always alternatives. Maybe there. And say about adding that weight as well, body's having to work up, pushing that weight through. So imagine all the things you hold day in, day out, and you might have to be tiptoeing to put something on the shelf or bringing something down from the top shelf and rest. From here, bit of bounce, bit of catch, bit of hand-eye coordination and balance. Last week, we just did a single leg hinge and we were just bouncing. Today, we're going to do the same movement, but we'll come up into a high knee and pass the ball underneath the leg. So, feet hip width apart. My right leg steps back. I begin to hinge. My leg comes up if that's comfortable. I'm going to bounce the ball and then going to come back up to standing. Maybe that foot touches the floor. Maybe it comes straight up into the knee high. And then I'm going to pass the ball under and over. Then I'm going to come back into my hinge, catch, wobble, and then come back up again, pass it round. Can I then continue with that? There's a lot of concentration going on. And back up, pause. From there, we're then going to do a clock face. So my right leg is going to stay still, my grounding leg. My left leg is going to be tapping around as if it's on a clock face. So I could be tapping around from 12, 3, 6. Actually, no, my left leg is tapping 9. So 12, 9, 6. My right leg, whole foot connected with the floor, soft knee, and I'm fairly upright. It's having to stabilise me whilst my left leg moves around. So we're getting some movement through that hip, which again is nice. We want their movement to be all the way around, not just forward and back. We want to be able to take the legs out to the side. I could bend a little bit more into this right knee and go a little bit further. So again, we can play around with that movement. We would do both sides. And pause. And then the last move I'll show you, my left leg now will be the grounding leg. Right leg could just hover off the floor. It could be big toe on the floor. It could be high knee. Arms out in front. We're going to do a trunk rotation. So my lower body is staying still, but upper body, I'm going to follow my hand and my gaze, which does make it more challenging. So upper body is moving, lower body is having to stabilize. I can feel all the muscles in my lower leg and my foot having to sort of constantly adapt to help with change in direction and movement. Now again, if looking and following the hand didn't feel quite right, just look straight ahead, but can you take the arm around to where it's comfortable? And again, we will do the other side as well. And rest. So 5 moves in 5 minutes to challenge your balance, to work on the balance that we do week in, week out, to add some variety, some hand-eye coordination, bit of catch, and just building on our balance and strength week by week. Because again, as we get older, we need to work on it. It's not something we can suddenly go, oh, what happened there? We haven't worked on it. So to when we do need it, if we have those times where maybe we have a potential trip, a fall, or we have got to stand on one leg and change a light bulb or whatever, we've got the body awareness to help us with that. If you want to find out any more about our classes, again, drop me a message, take a look at the website, and if you want to continue watching these 5 moves in 5 minutes, do make sure you subscribe below, and I will see you next time. Have a super weekend, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.